Hello, my name is Ian Scales, you're watching TelecomTV, and I'm joined today by Luc Verhelst, who is the CIO of Matello Group, and you're specialising somewhat in IoT, Luc, is that right?
That's right, yeah. I specialize not only in IoT, but in digital in the broad sense, and also in the IT risk domain, which is quite important, or becoming more and more important.
Tell me what digital risk consultant is.
Oh, a digital risk consultant, that's just a title, but it's about risk. It's about the IT risk, the IT security is coming high on the radar screen of all companies, and a risk consultant, he gives advice on how to manage this, and also not to overinvest in it, but also not to underinvest in it. You need to have the right balance.
Now I know you've got some ideas about what going digital actually means, and I'm guessing that there's so many different meanings to that phrase, isn't there, out there at the moment? And it's really about being able to explain to business people what the technologies can do, and different ways of coming at it. Could you sort of talk around that?
5 or 10 years ago, going digital meant exploiting new communication channels with your customers. And we talked about CRM, customer relationship management, and the social media. But today, going digital means that digital devices, be it in the consumer market or be it in the industrial world, they can all be connected to intelligent networks and produce some data. So going digital in a way means that you are exploiting this data and these possibilities to connect. This can be from ATM systems to fridges to industrial systems, ovens, wind turbines, whatever. They can all be connected to the network and thus be exploited and integrated in the whole business servicing.
So it's basically just more and more computers linked up to the core exchanging information.
Yes, in a certain sense, yes. It's the data is exploding. It's exponentially growing. Sorry. And you need more and more computing power and storage power to be able to treat that. But the data that are being produced and that are being collected and stored are so important that everyone does it. And we have, thanks to the Moore's law and the initiatives like cloud, there are certain possibilities to store more and more data without always buying more and more computers.
Yes, that's right. I suppose it's not new, is it, really? This is a process that's been going on for at least 20 or 30 years. I remember when the supermarkets first started to have electronic point of sale stuff. And so you saw that they transformed, we didn't use the word language then, but they transformed their business because they had more visibility on what their business was doing.
Yeah, history is repeating itself in a way, and the third industrial revolution was invented in the UK. Now we're in the fourth industrial revolution. The Germans call Internet of Things Industry 4.0, 4.0. I think it's an interesting and challenging world where we are in, where a lot of possibilities arise. They can improve our health, our environment, our happiness. At the same time, there are threats to it because more and more data is stored, and sometimes it's sensible data, so we need to take care of this. So it's finding this right balance between technological evolutions and how far we go.
So we can often pick up the wrong end of the stick.
Yeah, but we can't stop innovation. You know, I had a discussion yesterday in a taxi cab with an Uber driver who said, how is this possible that they know where I am? Okay, but Uber didn't exist 5 or 10 years ago. Still, we all use it today. We all use Airbnb. We're all on the social media. So we can't stop this progress. So we better make good use of it.
We better be able to control it and understand it. So what you've been talking about today at the conference, I understand, is really about how you get all of these IoT concepts across properly at board level. Can you condense that down and tell us a little bit about what you've been talking about?
Yes, I think getting a digital agenda at board level, there is a good evolution that more and more board people are becoming savvy of digital possibilities. So that's a good evolution, and every board should have one or two person in its board that understand what it's all about. But even if it isn't, I think it's to the CTO, the Chief Technical Officer, or the CIO to be able to translate it and to communicate it in an understandable way. And the understandable way in my eyes will always be, on the one hand, understanding what's happening in the technology domain, and on the other hand, really understanding your business. And when you combine both and you can give some practical examples, people start understanding the importance of it.
And also the way that the business as a whole is changing. That's very important too, isn't it? That you're seeing companies interacting with each other in different ways because of the technology, but that means a huge change in the way they operate and the sort of business model they build.
Yeah, and the awareness is rising in how business operate. If you see a phenomenon like blockchain, 2 years ago all the big banks were laughing with it. That was something for techie guys, and now even Citibank and BNP Paribas, they are all investing in the blockchain. So you see that at a certain moment bigger companies fear they will be disintermediated, that some smaller startups will take over. So they're all on it, and this is why digital is gaining so much importance.
From your experience, what do you think? I mean, blockchain's a very good example, exactly as you say. They diss it like anything until the moment that they decide that's going to come, and they better get on the bandwagon themselves. What other things do you think are going to be very important in what we're now calling IoT?
I think in IoT we will see a shake-up, a filtering, because many devices produce data, but they are all, certain are useless. They always give the example of the teddy bear that's producing data. Yeah, my daughter shouldn't have a teddy bear with a chip in it. So I think the upcoming tendency is to do something really with the data, something useful. I don't see the next big thing coming. I think it will take a few years for IoT to really take off, and then we'll see what initiatives are successful. The big disruptive technologies or ideas in digital are there. There are the supermarkets that are available 24/24 without any human being operating it. There is Uber, Airbnb. So I think every year there's a new example popping up, but this has to come from the imagination of startups and entrepreneurs who take initiatives there.
Yes. Great. Thank you very much, Luc. That's been very interesting.
Thank you, Ian.